Yeah, man, it's the 2nd of February, probably, I think, fifth or sixth video today. I guess it's how it's going to be from now on because I'm fed up with the whole situation with these idiots. So I want to explain in this video, when I say like getting on broadcast and doing live streams and torture and kind of what that means, what's happening right now. So like I've been saying, I got 4 guys that are on my channel full time, 100% of the time. Like they're always able to answer my thoughts or say their little stupid stuff. They're always on these tactics, right? So they say all this stupid stuff to me. And what happens is they get on mind control and they go on broadcast, okay? So as I've explained in a lot of other videos, they're able to live as a broadcast. So they're able to live as another thing that's not their human physical self, okay? And I know it sounds very bizarre and confusing, but if you've seen the movie Avatar, it's very much like that, okay? They put the guys in the capsule and they fall into their sleep state and they're actually broadcast living through the avatar, the blue people. So, when the guy's living as the avatar, his physical body is laying there in this sleep state in the mind control capsule. All right. Neural monitoring and mind control is exactly like that, minus the capsule, which they just have a EEG type device that they wear on their head, something they could just stick in their pocket and take with them somewhere. So that's the mind control. It's like an amplifier that allows them to receive back and broadcast, to live as a broadcast. So instead of living as a blue avatar person, a flesh being, they're living as a figment, representation of themselves that's a broadcast, made of broadcast waves. And it doesn't have to be themselves. That's why in the pictures, a lot of times when I do these edits, you see crazy looking cartoon monster looking people sometimes, and sometimes you could see like right through the dimension to them sitting right where they are with the mind control thing on their head and covers over their eyes. Okay, so they're sitting around, and that's more of the extreme when they get on mind control to live as a broadcast, and but they're like connected and they're able to do broadcast telepathy like full time and receive me, but and whatever else, whoever else they can get onto. Okay, if you don't have your neural monitoring, then somebody does, and that somebody, whoever has control over your neural monitoring, your the profile and online interface with all the settings and controls linked with your neurological broadcast frequency. And all of that works through the satellite broadcast system. It's a satellite broadcast. So when you don't have your neural monitoring to go into your settings and not be connected to these idiots, then they can connect with you and penetrate your personal space and get on your body and penetrate, saturate into your body with broadcast, and it hurts. It hurts, okay? So these particular gang stalkers that I'm dealing with, you've heard me say they're part of Viva La Crucial, this gang. They're a terrorist organization, and they say that Robert Dwayne Lackey of Stockbridge, Georgia, they say he is their leader, okay? And in the past, I've posted voicemails that Robert Lackey has left to me, offering safety for sale and saying all this really bizarre stuff, and you could just kind of read between the lines and tell what's going on. I've also posted videos with his little brother, Casey Lackey, where we had a messenger conversation back and forth. This was like in the beginning, like 5 years ago or more, and he admitted on those messages and that we got your neural monitoring, and Robert's got big plans for you or whatever. So, and you could find that in my videos. It's a message with a telepathic gang stalker or something like that. So, and it shows the whole conversation in Facebook Messenger with me and Casey Lackey, Robert Lackey's little brother. Okay, so these guys that are on my neural monitoring, they are not Casey Lackey and Robert Lackey, okay? They just say that Robert Lackey's the leader of their gang, their terrorist organization. And I happen to know that at the very least that those two Lackey brothers have access to neural monitoring. Now, how they use it, I don't know because I don't deal with them personally. I deal with these idiots that are on my channel, on my neural monitoring. And but those brothers, they know who these guys are that are on my neural monitoring. Okay. And just to throw a few more names, this guy Black James, who I posted pictures of, he was the first one on my neural monitoring as a full-time guy. Like these guys are full-time all the time. James was on first full-time guy for like the first year. Tony Bruce is another person that is I know to be a gang stalker, and and I've caught him specifically with hard evidence that he accesses my accounts and does EMF broadcast live streams of remote neural monitoring gang stalking. And that's why I say all these names on my channel anytime I want to, because it's the truth and I'll back it up. And they know it. Okay, there's a lot of other people that are involved that I know are involved, but I have to be careful with just saying people's names because there may be some legal recourse for some of these people. If I can't prove it, then, but with those guys, oh yeah, there's not very much they can do about it. And if they want to stir that legal thing up, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay? I'm ready to do it. I'll get on the liquidation and payment plans and get as much lawyer power as I can, and we will stir this shit up. Let's do it. Okay? Now, about these guys on mind control. When they decide they want to do EMF broadcast live stream. All right? So I'm laying in here relaxing. I was watching something on streaming, and I start feeling this static moving up my leg and like all around my genitals. All right, it's like the static when you take your clothes out of the dryer. Okay, and this is when they're hovering around the surface without penetrating into your body and hurting you real bad, which they can. They choose, they can. They're living as a broadcast. They can just walk through the wall. They're not limited by the physical, by the physics that a human is limited by. A broadcast can go right through things, including you, your physical body, your flesh. And when they're on mind control and they've decided to do an EMF broadcast live stream, you start feeling all this broadcast. I'm laying there and I got grown men molesting my genitals with their broadcast. And it's really that. And it's really that invasive. And I can feel broadcast moving around my legs, and they're starting to talk and act weird because they're doing a live stream. They done got on mind control, connected with their broadcast, and now, and it makes them delirious, really, because their body, their physical human body is laying there in this sleep state. It's like a subconscious halfway in between and out of sleep. And so they're laying there, they're living as a broadcast. They're able to be here as a broadcast where I am 1,000 miles from where the human body lays on mind control. 1,000 miles is how, maybe more than that. But at least 1,000 miles away from them is where I am right now. All right. And they're laying there on mind control. And when they get on mind control, it starts to get very invasive. Now I got the broadcast penetrating my foot, my right foot, into the bone. Into the bone. Like last night, it was so bad I made a video. Okay, at like 2 or 3 in the morning, I had to get up and make a video because it broadcast so bad it's causing my foot to curl up. Like you ever seen somebody that had like a stroke and they can't move their arm or something? It's like that. It causes my foot to curl up. And this guy, the youngest out of the 4, I call him Birthing Yak. He's a real idiot. He's a childish, immature idiot. They all are. But he's the most childish out of them. He's the most overdoing it with the voice settings and leaving broadcast, penetrating my body till like my foot's curling up and I can't hardly walk. All right, and the thing about it is like when they stop, 20 minutes later, you're better pretty much. But when they do it persistently over time, every day for a long time, you start to be able to, even when they're not doing it, you can feel that permanent damage that they're causing. And last night was like that. And then today they get on broadcast and they start doing a live stream. These guys from Robert Lackey's EMF gang stalking terrorist organization. They get on mind control and they start living as broadcasts and doing their live stream, and that's when the torture gets real bad, you know. And it's always been bad, but now it's worse because see, now I got 4 guys full time. And they bring their buddies on too, and they, you know, hey, let me do a live stream. You know, come on with me, and they just bring groups of people on with them, and I take pictures and do little edits, and I can see 9 figures on my body. You know, it's like a whole big group of them on mind control, living as broadcasts and doing their live streams, and that's when my phones start getting hot, and my console logs running a 500,000 messages across it in 5 minutes. You know, my settings start changing on my phone, and they're hacked into all of my stuff. Everything gets hot, and the fans are roaring on my laptops because they got 10 or 20 people doing live streams. And it's the group of them, but there's 4 guys that have the privilege or the negotiated ability from the person that has possession of my neural monitoring and control over. They have the positions of being the main gang stalkers, the ones that can talk out loud and broadcast like that, and they can bring other people on with them and do these live streams. So when they're doing that, though, they start acting real bizarre and kind of out of touch with reality. And that's when you start to get the most torture. And I got 4 guys that always want to run live streams, and they always want to bring their people on with them. And so it just starts to be something that's full time. You know, it was real bad with the one, Marcus, back in like 2016 when James and Emily and Kimberly got off of my channel as full-time people. Back in mid-2016, and Marcus, the guy Marcus took over as the full-time person. And he was attacking me all the time, and it was so horrible. And still it's like that. But now, instead of, you know, one gang stalker on mind control that has to take a break every now and then to eat some food or something and get off of mind control for a minute, now I got 4. And they want to bring all their buddies on. So it's like, it's always something. You know, every 5 seconds, I got one of these idiots starting to try to lure me into some, you know, altercation or some back and forth with them. Like they'll say something stupid, and I'm supposed to say, they're begging for attention. It's like the 4 of them compete with each other for my attentions for their live streams. You know, and they play little games and make little bets, and I got a bunch of them all the time. Okay, but... you know, that's what's going on right now. And I got broadcast. I can feel broadcast moving around my legs right now. And my right foot is starting to hurt pretty bad again because, again, he's into my right foot with his broadcast and his people, his live stream, you know, his group of people that he's put on with him to do this live stream. And now they're all in my foot. And I feel static and moving all around my legs and my genitals. All right, and to the point where I can barely walk and my foot's curled over. It's that bad. It's that bad. All right. So that's what's going on right now, and I hope that helps you understand this EMF broadcast live stream and the mind control and how they get on mind control and live as broadcasts and do these live streams. Again, these guys are part of a criminal terrorist organization, a gang stalking gang, a group that they call Viva La Crucial. And they spell it with a CX or XC Crucial is how they say it. And that they say that Robert Dwayne Lackey is the leader of their group. Okay, and I've been to the FBI, the CIA, the GBI, the local police 25 times. All of these agencies, and none of them have ever even called me back even once. And I started going about legitimate things like hacking into all of my devices and theft of information, theft of services, things like that. And nothing. They never even called me back once. Because not that they're involved, but because their mandate is don't deal with that. Because if you do, then you stir it up for them to have to deal with 10,000 of you guys out there too. And if the police start dealing with me or any one of you, then they got to deal with all of us. And then the court system has to deal with all of us. And then you're talking about remote neural monitoring and mind control and broadcast holograms. Do you really think that they're going to let that start running through the court system? No. But still, Robert Lackey, Casey Lackey, Tony Bruce, Black James, those are some names that I can mention. Those are some people that do have neural monitoring. Those are some people that are involved with gang stalking with remote neural monitoring. Those people all know who the guys are that are on my neural monitoring every day, attacking me with broadcast, physically torturing me. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.